Apple just made things really complicated for the iPhone this year. For the first time in a while, it's not as simple as buy the iPhone Pro if you want the best, because Apple just introduced a brand new model, the iPhone Air, and now iPhone fans are stuck asking, do I want the Powerhouse Pro or the super slim Air? On paper, both sound pretty amazing. They both have the same A19 Pro chip, they both have gorgeous displays, and they're priced relatively close. But when you look closely at these devices, you'll notice that they're actually quite different. So in today's video, we're breaking it all down. We're gonna talk about design, performance, cameras, battery life, price, everything. By the end, you'll know exactly, or hopefully you have an idea of which one you prefer over the other and which one makes the most sense for you. All right, so let's begin by talking about design, because honestly, this is where the Air makes its boldest statement. The iPhone 17 Pro is, well, it's Pro. I mean, it's still a good looking phone, but it is chunky at 8.75 millimeters thick and weighs in at 206 grams. Built from aluminum, it does feel solid, but yeah, you definitely know what's in your pocket. The iPhone Air, however, is crazy thin, measuring in at just 5.6 millimeters. It's lighter too at only 165 grams. It's Apple's thinnest iPhone ever, and you can really feel it. And instead of aluminum, Apple went with a titanium frame to keep it rigid. So it's slim and strong, and Apple even calls it their most durable iPhone ever. And as for colors, the Pro gets bold shades like cosmic orange and deep blue along with their classic silver, whereas the Air keeps it classy with sky blue, light gold, cloud white, and space black. So here's the thing, if you love the look and feel of the absolute thinnest phone Apple has ever made, then the Air is going to tempt you. But if you prefer something a little more sturdy, a little more rugged, then the Pro feels more dependable in the hand. But now let's talk about the display, because honestly, they're both gorgeous. The Pro comes with a 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR display, and the Air is slightly bigger at 6.5 inches. However, if you go for the Pro, there's also a Pro Max version that you can get that has a 6.9-inch display, which is the largest ever on an iPhone. And all these phones hit a blinding 3000 nits peak brightness and go all the way down to just 1 nit, and of course support the 120 Hz ProMotion display, HDR10, and Dolby Vision. So it really comes down to size, and I think the Air is in a nice middle ground. It's not as large as the Pro Max, but it's not as small as the standard Pro, right? So it's kind of there in the middle, and I think that it's a great size for most people. But if you want the largest display, then the Pro Max is the one to get. But now let's talk about performance, because this is where things kind of start to get a little spicy. Both phones use the brand new A19 Pro chip. Apple calls this the fastest CPU ever in a smartphone, and yeah, it's an absolute beast, and it's perfect for gaming, editing, or AI-powered features. But there's a twist, because the chip isn't exactly the same for both the Air or the Pro, because the Air's GPU is binned. That means it only gets 5 GPU cores compared to the Pro's 6. Now, it is a small difference, but it's going to show up in high-end gaming or graphics-heavy tasks. And let's not forget cooling. The Pro comes with a vapor chamber cooling system, so it can sustain peak power performance longer. The Air, however, is super slim, but you don't get advanced cooling, which means you might see thermal throttling under heavy load. So in short, both are blazing fast, but if you're pushing your phone hard, the Pro is the safer bet. Let me go over today's sponsor, VM. Meet the VM Rec Dot. These AI earbuds take your productivity and listening experience next level. They're incredibly lightweight, just 4.9 grams per bud, but don't let the size fool you. The Rec Dot packs high-res sound with deep bass and crystal clear highs, perfect for everything from music to calls. And if you're working or studying in a noisy environment, the 48 decibel active noise cancellation and advanced AI noise suppression cuts out distractions so that you can stay focused, whether you're on a Zoom call or just enjoying your playlist. With Flash Record, you can instantly start recording your meeting, lecture, or conversation with just a tap. The mic array even works when you place the charging case on the table, capturing audio clearly from up to 7 meters. Then on your iPhone and iPad, when you go on the VM app, the AI meeting assistant automatically generates real-time transcriptions and smart summaries complete with action items and to-do lists. So instead of frantically taking notes, you can stay engaged and let the earbuds do the work. These even support live multi-language translation, making it easy to understand speakers in different languages during meetings or interviews. You get up to 9 hours of listening time per charge and 36 hours total with the case. Plus, you can seamlessly switch between your iPad and iPhone. So the VM Rec Dot isn't just another pair of earbuds, it's your personal assistant in your pocket. Check them out and level up your workflow today. I have the link to it in the description below. All right, so now we're going to talk about cameras, and I think this might be the biggest deal breaker for most people. First things first, both the iPhone Air and the iPhone Pro come with the same 48 megapixel Fusion main camera and the same 18 megapixel selfie camera with center stage. That's great, right? But the Pro takes things way further. You also get a 48 megapixel telephoto lens with up to 8 times optical zoom. You also get a dedicated 48 megapixel ultra wide with macro support. You also get a LiDAR scanner for AR and low light autofocus. And the list continues with Pro RAW, ProRes, cinematic mode in 4K HDR, Dolby Vision at 120 frames per second, and even spatial video recording. The iPhone Pro is literally a content creator's dream. Now let's compare that to the iPhone Air. You get one 48 megapixel camera with 2 times zoom, night mode, deep fusion, and 4K 60 frames per second Dolby Vision video. So though it's a single camera lens, it's no slouch. It's solid for casual shooters, but just keep in mind you're not getting telephoto, no ultra wide mode, and no pro video modes. So here's the deal. If you care about photography or video creation, it's Pro all the way. The Air is for people who just want a good camera for everyday use, and that's it, because it is a great camera. And I know a lot of people, especially friends and family, who just take their phones out, don't mess around with it at all, and just click pictures, and that's all they do. And to be honest, the iPhone Air is perfect for that audience. Now let's talk about audio. The Pro has a 4 mic array and stereo speakers, and the Air just has one top speaker and simpler mics. Now let's talk about connectivity. Both phones come with Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, Thread networking, crash detection, emergency SOS via satellite, and dual eSIMs. But the Pro has 2 big advantages here. You get a millimeter wave 5G support for ultra-fast speeds where available, and USB-C with up to 10 gigabits per second transfers. And with the iPhone Air, you don't get a millimeter wave band, and USB-C is limited to just 480 megabits per second. That's not slow, but for content creators transferring huge video files, this could be a deal breaker. All right, now let's talk about battery. The iPhone Air is slim, but that comes at a cost. You get 27 hours of video playback, and that's not bad at all, but it's definitely not groundbreaking. What's nice here is that it does charge to 50% in 30 minutes with a 20-watt charger, but the iPhone 17 Pro is a beast. You get 33 hours of video playback, which is 6 more hours than the Air, and it charges even faster, 50% in just 20 minutes with a 40-watt adapter. So if battery life matters, then Pro is the winner here. All right, so here's the kicker. The iPhone 17 Pro starts at $1099 with 256 gigabytes of storage. The iPhone Air starts at $999, also with 256 gigabytes of storage. So the price gap is only $100. That's it. And for both, bumping up to 512 gigabytes adds $200, and 1 terabyte costs $400 more. So when you look at the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone Air, it's not really a price-driven decision. It's really about what you value more, a slim design or pro features. And to be honest, I feel like a lot of people lately who are not content creators value a slimmer, more portable form factor than ever before. Because not gonna lie, as the screens and displays overall have gotten larger, the phones have gotten thicker and heavier. And I think with the iPhone Air, it actually makes using a phone nice again. So here's my takeaway. The iPhone Air is for people who want a phone that's beautiful, insanely thin, and still fast enough for daily use. If you're not doing heavy video work, then the Air is honestly the most exciting phone this year. And I would also go for the iPhone Air, but for me, the iPhone 17 Pro is the one to get. And not just for creators, but also gamers and people who want the best battery life, the best cameras, the fastest transfer speeds. So once again, those things are what you're gonna get with the Pro. So honestly, it depends on you. For me, I'd say the Pro is still the smarter buy if you use your phone as your main, content creation tool. But I'll admit, the Air has me tempted just for how insanely slim it is. But at the end of the day, I want to hear from you. Are you Team Pro or Team Air this year? Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be getting both the iPhone Pro and the iPhone Air to review for you guys, and I'll be doing side-by-side comparisons. So stay tuned to my channel for those videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.